Okay, this video is how to do a knit bind off. I've shown you before how to do like a crochet bind off, and we know how to do the gathered bind off that you normally might use for a hat. But the knit bind off is a little different, and I did a little swatch to show you this is the part that I knitted off, and this is my starting. So you can kind of see that it almost creates that same, I use different stitches, but it creates a nice even edge. And you can do this whether you're working on circle loom or flat, doing a flat panel. So what this is, I casted on a few rows on this loom. I'm using this one because it's bigger, so I hope you can see more what's going on. And it's a fairly simple process, hopefully. Knit on your rows when you're ready to cast off. Excuse me, what you're going to do is you got your working yarn. You're going to wrap the peg next to it, knit it over, then take this loop and put it on the peg before. Knit that over, and then put this new loop back on the peg you started working with. And you're just basically working your way to have there be no pegs on there. I'm realizing that. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to work the second one. And again, this is the peg we're going to end up working with, so we're going to wrap the next peg that we're working with. We're going to knit it over. We're going to move this loop onto the peg before it and knit that over. And then move it over to the peg we were started with. If I don't lose my loop. Okay. Now you're doing the same process all the way across. So you wrap the next peg. You knit it over. You move the loop over to the peg you started with. You knit over. And then you move it back over to the peg you started with. Now, as you notice, we started with 6 pegs. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We started with 6, and now we're only down to having it on 1, 2, 3, 4 pegs. So again, do the same process again, wrapping the peg, knitting it over, moving it over to the peg before, knitting it over, and moving it back to the peg you had before. Okay, now we're left with 3 on there. So we're going to wrap the next peg, wrap the next peg, knit over, move over, knit over, move over. Now we're working the last peg here, so as you can see. So we're going to wrap and do the same process again. So we're going to knit over, move over, knit over, move over. I mean, you don't necessarily have to go to the last loop, but just to keep your rhythm going, and you can kind of give it a little tug, but not too much. Now you're going to take this last loop, because as you can see, we have no more. We worked our way, and now it's all gone. It's down to that last one. So gently take it off. Move your loom out of the way. Cut your working yarn a little bit. Take your working yarn through the loop. Give it a little tug. And there you go. You cast off using a knit cast off. This would probably be good on like baby blankets or flat panels, but again, you can also use it if you want to work it around. I think there's some different patterns out there that require this kind of stitch. But you can do it on a circle loom, working your way around just as well as you can on a flat panel. And again, to secure it a little more, you can just simply tie another little knot in it. Okay, and then just hide this, trim this, and then hide it in the project. Like I said, I did different stitches, so I'm just letting you know that's kind of what it looks like. And that's all you have to do if you want to do a different type of cast off. If you don't need to do chains in between to give you that extra room. If you don't want to do the gathered for a hat, you can try the knit. I don't know how well this would work for a hat. I haven't done it in a while to really remember. I have used this a couple times before, just never did a video for it. So I hope that helps. It's a simple process when you think about it. You knit over, move over, knit over, move over. It's kind of like that kind of pattern. So I hope this helps.